From the towering peaks of the Woolajezi Mountain in Lofa County to the golden plains of Bomi River Basin, through the verdant greens of the Sapo National Park, a place where monkeys whisper secrets and pygmy hippos tread unseen, from the valleys to the roaring coasts of Monrovia, Buchanan, Harper, and Robertsport. These are the voices that travel unfiltered, uncaged, and unstoppable. Welcome to the Liberian Voices Unfiltered, the platform where we speak the languages of the land, celebrate the cultures of our people, beat the drums of our tribes, and dance to the rhythms of our identity. This platform is more than just a broadcast. It's a movement, a megaphone for the people. No scripts, no sugarcoating, no stage management, just the truth, pure, bold, and proudly Liberian. Tune in, turn up the volume, and join your host, George Senator Sibo, the Pan-Africanist, shaking the mic, breaking the silence, and speaking for the nation and its people. The Liberian Voices Unfiltered. All hail, Liberia hail. It is raw, it is real, it is authentic. From the bushes to the beaches, this is our voices, our truth, and our story. It must be heard.
All right. Good evening, fellow Liberians. Hello, good afternoon, wherever you are. Good morning, and how well you listening. I'm sorry we came on some minute earlier, but we had some system glitch, some system error. We had to quickly get off air and then rectify it. And now we are back. We are back for good. So, let me say good evening again, and hello wherever you are, and welcome to the Liberian Voices Unfiltered. On this platform, we say things as it should be. We make things clear to the Liberian people. We don't take side. We don't sugarcoat. We present the reality of information. We say things the way they ought to be. And for today's discussion, we're going to be looking at two trending issues right now in the body politics of Liberia. Many people have gave their opinion on some of those trending issues. And I think it is very, very important that we give our own opinion on some of those trending issues. For one, we talk about the immigrant visa restriction on Liberia. How did we get this far, and what does it mean for Liberian? The immigrant visa restriction. So we're going to be delving into that. We're going to be telling you some of the reasons why these things are happening. We're going to be telling you some underlying factors behind it. We're going to be telling you how the government come out with the U.S. government come out with this kind of decision in terms of putting some of these countries that are on the list, of countries that are supposed to be that are restricted for immigrant visa purposes. That is one. And then we're also going to be looking at our inland port, the inland port and decentralization policy, the current legislation that is on the decks of the president that require two things: either the president sign it into law or the president veto it. So the president got few more days to say that. So we're going to be looking at that also. So those are the two major things. There are other trending issues we're going to inculcate into this a little bit, but those are the two major things that we're going to be talking about. I didn't come here today to take long period of your time. I just came to give my opinion, my insight on some of these trending things that are going on. So right after the theme song, we are going to delve into this. We're not going to take too much time on too much of your time on this topic, but these are things that are very important to our society. People are on a very long queue waiting to come to America from family applications, from family base, from different purposes. But now the United States government have put a hold onto these things. So we're going to be getting into it and tell you, how these things, how the decisions are made by the United States government, and what implication it will have on Liberia if this thing, because right now the president just temporarily halted, and they'll be looking into country by country, looking at some things. So don't be surprised that your country name remain on the list, or your country name get off the list. So there are few things that people now are working behind the scene. Government are working behind the scene. But we want to delve into that. Let me play the theme song real quick, and then after that we can have a little discussion on this. Yeah.
Yeah. You're tuned into the heartbeat of Mama Liberia, where truth meets the people and every voice is heard. This is Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
Oh, we're speaking truth tonight. Liberia, let your voices rise.
From the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down. We talk the real, no mask, no crown.
Economy shaking, but we still stand tall. Business and trade, we can uplift all. From the youth to the elders, we all gotta say, unfiltered voices paving the way.
Liberian voices, unfiltered. Yeah, we tell you how it is, no filter. Liberian voices, unfiltered. The people's mic, the nation's mirror. From Bukana to Bong, from Lofa to Cape Town, we talk the truth that really counts. Liberian voices, unfiltered. Yeah.
All right, we are back to this. We are back on the topic. Please, you can leave your comment. You can leave a comment while we are discussing this issue. You can leave a comment. We are going to be reading your comment out if you want us to read it. If you have more insight on what we are talking about, feel free. You can give your input on the discussion. You can put in your comment, and we are going to be able to read it out there. So, why is the United States government putting huge list of countries? And some of those countries are their allies. Those countries that are close to them, those countries that when they say do this, they can do it. When the American government say, hold it, do the one there, they can run and do it. But why is it that the United States have forgotten about all those things and say, you know what, we will put this country on visa restriction. We'll put them on immigrant visa. And by the way, a lot of people get this thing confused. It's not all visa. It is not all visa that brings you to America that is on restriction. It is immigrant. Immigrant is the kind of visa that will give you a privilege of coming to America, and then you can later on become a permanent resident of America, or you can transition into becoming a citizen of America. So that's what they call immigrant visa. When you come with that visa, it's powerful. When you come with immigrant visa, it's like you come with DV. That's the kind of power that visa has. It's very powerful. It's far powerful than those that came in America on visiting. When you come on visiting, your route to green card or citizenship here is very, very long. It's a long route. But when you come on immigrant visa, I mean, it's easy. Very make a man, poop, you get green card in 2 to 3 years to 5 years, poop, you get citizenship. So why you think? But other visas like visiting visas, other visas like tourism visas, workman visa, the American government is still, according to them, they are still giving it out to countries that are on our list. But countries that are on our list, people that are coming in here to come and stay as an immigrant, where you can remain here and live here for the rest of your life after you have changed your status, those are the ones that the government is trying to is putting restriction on. And there are a few things that influence the decision of the United States government. Remember, and one of the biggest things that is triggering it, one of the biggest things that influencing the decision by the United States government is based on something called the United States foreign policy. So the United States foreign policy is a document that is crafted. The foreign policy tell the American government, tell the executive branch of the American government, because when the foreign policy is enacted into law, that is the document that America can use to negotiate with other countries or negotiate with other international organizations. So their foreign policy document is very, very powerful. That is their bargaining chips. That is their negotiation tool. And the foreign policy of the United States, like any other country, is being implemented by the president of the United States. The president of the United States, like Liberia, our own foreign policy, is the president that implements the foreign policy. Because the president runs the executive branch. So in Liberia now, the entity that is responsible for our foreign policy, even though it's being run by the president, is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So in America, here, the same thing, and they fall under the executive branch. In America, here, the U.S. State Department can do that, and then you have the Secretary of State, like the U.S. State Department talk about. They are the ones that implement the foreign policies of America. So, and the president is the chief implementer of the foreign policy. So, and the good thing I like about American presidency, the good thing I like about American leadership, it completely a little bit different from that of Africa. I'm not saying that corruption is not in America or other part of the world. Corruption is Iran. You can't eliminate it. But corruption is being minimized to the extent that sometimes you don't even think that it even exists. But it does. It exists. People can feel it. You can know that there's a little bit of corruption here and there. But it does not trigger down to the ordinary people like that. Because job is being created. Ordinary people can find work. Nobody think about government job. There is private sector. The job is wasted in the private sector. So there are so many jobs. So you don't even focus on government work. No. When people in the Western world, America, Europe, and other places and things, they don't focus on people not coming to America say, I'm coming to look for a senator job or representative. No. They're coming to look for the job that can put food on the table, pay their bills. And then they do the 1 or 2 investment in Liberia or in their country where they came from. So those are things that people focus on here. So when you look at the American foreign policy, the foreign policy is the form of a strategic document that is being implemented by the president and executive branch, like I said. So everything they try to implement, they try to negotiate with other countries is based on their foreign policy. And America's foreign policy stands on the principle of America first. I wish Africa can be like that. America first. America first, America last. Everything they do, the United States. Everything they do here, the United States. It's not about President Barker or President George Weah or Alexander Cummings or whoever in the pipeline. No, it's about the country. It's about the country. When you look, so when the president takes over, he come on, do his campaign message to his supporters. He tells his supporters exactly what he's going to do. The same way in Liberia, our government, our politicians will tell you, when we come, we'll fight corruption. When we come, all those that stole from the country, we will prosecute them and send them to jail. All those that season, we will seize their property. We will prosecute people. We will build roads. We will build schools. So those are social contracts. They are social contracts that you sign with your voters. Those are agreements. Even though it's not binding in law, it's not a hard law that you sign in the court, but it is a soft law in the sense that you are obligated to do it to your people because you promised them. It is based on what you told them. That's the reason why they went under the sun, they went under the rain to campaign for you and to get you elected. So when you take office, like African leaders, they will campaign on something completely different. When you see their manifestos, when you see their political platform, it's so rich, so looking glorious, to the extent that they say, if I elect this man, that man will transform this country. That person will do this. But unfortunately, when they get in power, everything they say goes on the carpet. We can see them in African countries. Liberia is a big example. When the government is coming in power, they say we'll fight corruption. We will prosecute people. More than 2 years gone. How many people have the EFCC indicted? How many people? I mean, the economic, the financial crime unit. How many people have they indicted? The Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, LACC. How many people have they indicted? How many people have the government prosecuted? And how many people are gone to jail? How many property have been confiscated? How many? The asset recovery. How many people have gone to jail? But it was part of their major pillow. The Unity Party, that was part of the major pillow during the campaign period. They will prosecute people. All those that build houses, President George Weah built all those houses, they're going to go after him. Summer 2 and then Monday 25, all those things were in their campaign promises. But these people are walking on the street free. They are walking on the street free. Today, nobody can be prosecuted and issue in court. How can a man be charged for economic sabotage? People be charged for squandering a nation's resources, and these people are freely walking about as if nothing have happened. But those are some of the campaign promises they made, that when they become president, when President Barker become prime minister, those are the things that he will follow through. How many of those promises have been achieved today? The answer is none of them. In terms of fighting corruption, in terms of fighting crimes, I have not seen that. And I know a lot of Liberians like myself have not seen that. So we're not saying it because we hate the party or because we hate the president. We're saying it because people supported you because you told them a particular thing, and these things are not being done. So like I was saying, unlike African leaders, the United States of America, they have a different style. The Western world have a different style. If the president campaign on a particular subject matter, even if it calls for them to impeach him, or if it calls for him to spend his 4 years running after getting that thing done, even if he does not succeed in getting it done, you will see him trying or see her trying to get it done, because that is the social agreement he had with the voters. So when you see in America today, President Donald Trump, his campaign message was clear. He was against illegal immigration. He was against people coming to America anyhow to come and stay. So in general, immigration was something that he was completely off on his on a political platform. He said he was going to come crack down hard on immigration. And people can see today he's doing it. People can see today he's doing it. Those are the agreement that when you make with your people, those are the social contract when you sign with your people, you implement it. Even if he does not succeed, you saw him trying to get it done. But African leaders know. Look at our country. What's happening there? So President Trump, he cracked down on immigration. All those that are here illegal and think he's trying to get them out. All those that are coming in. And I'm telling you, he's succeeding little by little. When you see the immigrant, the rate at which people were coming to America, it have polarized. It have become very, very low. The numbers have drastically reduced. And he will try, even though some people 1 or 2 come in, but you can see that the president is trying to make good on his promise that he made to his supporters. So even if he fails, his supporter will see that he's doing what he told them he was going to do. So now, like I was talking about, why is it that Liberia was placed on that list among all the other countries, even though Liberia is a big ally to the United States? Even though of recent, President Donald Trump was in conversation with our President Barker on the telephone, which is very rare. I don't know which kind of love Donald Trump has for that old man, which is a good thing. But I will tell you today, President Donald Trump focused on the American foreign policy, putting America first. So there are several things to look at. So under the foreign policies, the president worked with a lot of other things to look at. The president is the one that will determine, like signing any treaties, any kind of treaty or bilateral agreement with any country. It's the president's role to do that. The president will sign the treaty, enforce under the foreign policy. Signing like trade and commerce agreement with other countries, the president will do that. And it's part of the American foreign policy. That is the same thing in Liberia, the same kind of thing. Like immigration implementation and enforcement is part of the American foreign policy too, which has been implemented by the president. Joining or leaving international organization, it is the prerogative of the president to do that. The president can join any organization, international organization, or he can remove America from there. It falls under the American foreign policy. Like I said, the American foreign policy, the president is the implementer. He is the enforcer of the American foreign policy. The same way with Liberia. So there are a lot of other things that the president can do, as the implementer of the foreign policy. So one of those things that he's cracking down on that is affecting a lot of people around the world is the immigration issue. The immigration issue. So when you look at, but the man Joseph Braga cool, but how can the man put Liberia on the thing? It got nothing to do with what in Liberia doing. It got nothing to do with whether the Liberian government running the country well, or whether they're running the country wrong. No, it got zero thing to do with that. All the President Trump is looking at to make the decision is data. America is data driven. They base their information, they base their analysis, they base everything on data, the information they got. So when you look at, when they went back to their data, they begin to check. So they say, all the people that coming on immigration thing there, you see the messed up DV and all four under the phone, they messed up that one. Because he want people coming, that why he campaign on, he don't want people coming in here, especially illegal people, see the people coming to do wrong here. That he campaign promise. The thing is, even though I'm not happy that other Africans or other people are not having access to America like we do coming to America, but what I'm happy about is that that is what the president promised his people, and that's what he's delivering on. I wish our government in Africa, our government in Liberia and Africa can do that. If the president say he will crack down on corrupt people, let's see corrupt people going to jail. Let's see people property being seized. Let's see the government declaring that we have recovered social assets. It will show that you are doing these things. But other than that, we'll see nothing. We're seeing an increase in their allowances. We see excessive travel, the same way here. They criticize other government for traveling. We're seeing those things. We're seeing a budget being passed. We're seeing a lot of money, allowances, entertainment being added onto that. The same thing they criticize from the past administration. These are the same thing we're seeing here today. We're not saying they're not trying in other direction, but where the ills belong, we should say it, because this is the Liberian Voices Unfiltered, and we say things unfiltered. We don't care how they feel. We're not on their payroll, and we don't care of getting on their payroll. We will speak things as it should be, and the Liberian people deserve better. If you promise, if you made a campaign promise, you must deliver, or people must see you working towards it. Then we'll know that you're going to do it. So they will be doing shamble, last minute of time for election now. They go and arrest you people and put in jail. Say, oh, you see, we're trying. Why you keep doing that to your own nation? America and the Western world does not operate like that. They don't eat crap with shame. What they will do, they will tell you, they tell you they're going to do it. So there are a few reasons why the American people say, okay, we'll put this country on immigrant visa restriction. Like I said from the beginning, immigrant visa is very, very powerful. That's the kind of visa that will give you opportunity to come to America to get a green card. It will give you the opportunity after 4-5 years to become a U.S. citizen. It's easier and faster as compared to visiting visa, as compared to student visa, as compared to tourism visa. Immigrant visa is a very powerful visa. For example, people that want DV, they come on immigrant visa. So it's easy for them to become citizen. Very easy. So President Trump is looking at, why would these people that want to come in our country to become a citizen or become a permanent resident? Let's look at their country history. Let's look at the amount of people they have in America first. How many people from their country here? And how many people are receiving government assistance? And that is the biggest reason why Liberia got on the list. Then looking at how many people from those countries, from Liberia, Guinea, Sierra Leone, all the other countries in the port, how many people from those countries are receiving government welfare? And now, let me speak of the welfare part, because a lot of people don't understand. A lot of Liberians does not understand when you talk about welfare, why it's like. America is a very, very tough and a difficult country. In America, everything is expensive. Nothing is really free here. If you have, for example, if you decide to pay out of your pocket, if you have a headache that you can't understand yourself, you say, okay, let me go to the hospital. Let me just go to the emergency room and go see what happening with me. When they do that 1 or 2 or 3 hours that you spend in that emergency room or in that place, when they finish checking you, they do want to release you. And when they discharge you, they say, okay, take the medicine, now what happened to you? When you see your hospital bill, when you look at your bill for that emergency session, well, didn't do no surgery, didn't do nothing. That only test your hand, feel your pulse, run few tests. Your bill will come nothing around 15 to 20,000 US dollars just for that one hospital visit. enough money that people get in a pocket to pay. Those are money that you not get that money to pay. So because of that, your insurance will pay some. When your insurance pays some, the bottom one, even you don't get that one to pay. So you got Medicare and Medicaid. Something called Medicare and Medicaid. It's government providing no kind of subsidy to people. So when you look at it, Medicare, Medicaid, immigrant, typical American that were born here, indigenous American, everybody gets some kind of way they own that thing. Some kind of way they receiving something from it. So when they go check the list, oh, Liberia, yes. Liberia get how many people here? Liberia get, let's say 35,000 people here. Check how many of them on Medicare and Medicaid. When they check it, oh, everybody on Medicare and Medicaid, it increase your percentage or you on assistance. It increase that percentage one. That Medicare and Medicaid, you honor the one, you fall on it. Many Liberians will be on the many, in fact, even the American, everybody honor that thing. Some kind of way they receiving some kind of subsidy. You can't pay hospital bill from your pocket here. It is impossible. Even the billionaires will not pay out of their pocket. They depend on insurance. They depend on Medicare and Medicaid to help them in the process. There are people that go to hospital, spend 1 or 2 days in the hospital, they come out, the hospital bill is around $300,000. How are you going to pay that? Where are you going to get that money from to pay? You can't pay that money. So you need to have some kind of subsidy. Your insurance will cover some. Government subsidy will cover some. So because of that, once you honor going those kind of thing, it means you are receiving subsidy from government. That's the reason why when you check the Liberian list, you see Liberia percentage is high. It means that Liberian here they are lazy. It means that Liberian here are not working. Liberian here most of the time don't even sleep to their houses. We work like crazy all over, all the double and triple. Liberian man can be on vacation in Liberia. When he coming, he'll be to the airport. He calling to a job. My man, what's up? They get an opening for the weekend? Yeah, well, you get first shit, put me on it. You guys have put me on it. They want all the shit because they want to work. Liberians are one of the people that really want to work. I've seen. I'm not saying some Liberians are not here and milking the system. But on the average, I will tell you Liberians can work. On the average. I have been here, I've seen. When you go in the human services, go to most of the human services where they provide services to people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, or in a hospice, or in a hospital setting, or in a group home setting. They are Liberian dominate that sector. Liberian dominate. So you can see, and those are sector-wide, and the reason why Liberian go there, the work is a little bit easy. A relaxing Liberian let to be on their phone. The jobs that give you flexibility to be on your phone, talk to your family back home, do your Facebook Live, and 1 or 2 things they can do that. So it is a little bit flexible. That's why you see a lot of Liberian in that. You don't need to go learn PhD. You just need your high school paper. You need few training that the job will offer you. You qualify for that job. You go. You making your 15 hours, 16 hours, 17 hours, 18 hours, 20 hours an hour, as the case may be. So you find a lot of Liberians there. So Liberians are actually working. Liberian goes to work. But the issue of healthcare, on the issue of healthcare, health alone, when you hear one hospital bill, one ambulance just even can pick you up onto your hall and carry you to the ER and drop you there. That ambulance bill alone, that 1,500 to 2,000 hours, just for them to drop you, that almost 2,000 hours just for them to drop you, that the money owe the ambulance. Before you talk about the treatment in the hospital, all those tests they will run, sometimes that 30, 40, 75,000 hour bill will come to you. How are you going to pay that? So you got to depend on government subsidy to handle some of those things. So long you're getting subsidy from government for hospital and other things, that means you honor government allowance already. You honor government program. You honor government welfare program. The categorize you on that. Another one again, child welfare, the child healthcare insurance or the child daycare assistance. The children then. Your children in the country, Liberian people like to work. You will not see a stay-home Liberian mom. Nah, it is not in the DNA of Liberian. For a woman to stay home and man the child and the man go work. No. So 2 of them, the man and the woman will go outside there to go and work. Then what happened to the child they get, the baby they get? That baby need to go to daycare. When you hear the daycare fee for the children, when you go to the actual fees for daycare, in America, yeah. Sometimes you pay $250 or $300 a day for your child. How many Liberian, how many people, even the typical American that live here, how many of them able to go pay that money per day for your child? And your child can go there like 5 days a week. Sometimes 6 days, depending on your hustle level. How many you'll be able to pay the money? You're not even making that money to your job before you be talking about paying it. So, because of that, Liberians will have to get on. Most people get on the child daycare assistance program. They go on the child daycare assistance program. And under that program, when you qualify, for example, a single parent, or when your income does not reach certain level, it's not that they're duping the system, they're not beating the system. But when your income not reach certain level, or when the person is a single parent, like maybe the man, the woman get a children, 2, 3 children, she's not married also, but she get children, your income have not reached. So the government provide daycare assistance that you can apply to, you qualify for, and then your children receive that assistance. So if you get 1 child or 2 children or 3 children that is going to that school, imagine you're supposed to pay around $350, let's call the minimum $250 per each of them. So $250, how much that? $750 is all pay for the children per day. You get that money. Nowhere in the world you don't get that money. But the government can say, okay, you know what? Because of your income level is low, we will subsidize you. So instead of paying $250, the government will pay almost all that money. Maybe you only get to pay $100 or $75 or $50 per week for those children. So you see, that is another government assistance that that Liberians are really, really using in this country. The child insurance and the daycare. Remember, when it comes to children's hospital, you know, children's hospital is more expensive than even B-man. You know, pediatric care, very expensive. If the B-man go and spend 2-3 days in the ER, they build at $300,000 of system, internet again, internet something. All right, sorry, but just an internet glitch. It was internet glitch. Let me see some of your comment here. Yeah, afternoon, yeah, but okay. So, as I was saying, so those are some of the assistance that Liberians are getting from the American government. It means that they're not working. But even if you come in the country, you work all the days of your life, you can't pay your medical bill out of your pocket. It's impossible. You can't pay your children daycare out of your pocket. It's impossible. You can't make it. You will not make it. You can't pay child health insurance out of your pocket. It's impossible. So government provide those subsidies. And government also look at, there's another category they call what they call the food stamps or the EBT assistance. So if you get 2, 3, 4 children and your income is low, maybe you're making $25,000-$30,000 a year or $35,000 a year. Government will do the calculation and say, okay, this person making $35,000 a year, $25,000 a whole year. They got to pay rent $1,500 a month. Don't look at that money, $35,000 big go. Break it down. You pay rent $1,500 a month. Can it multiply that money by 12? Take out that money from $35,000. How much gone? More than half of it gone. You go to your bills, light bill, water bill, internet bill, because the children go to school, they need internet to the house. When you subtract all that thing, the actual physical money that comes to you, not even more than $10,000 that you actually got in your hand for the whole year. So that means your income is low. Don't compare America with Liberia. In Liberia, when you make $30,000, you're making very good money. But in America, you're making even $50,000, you're making nothing. When you subtract your house rent, your bill, your utility bill, your car insurance, your car note, when you subtract all of those things from there, you're left with nothing. With nothing. The small that you can remain, that the one that people can be pushing to go to Liberia and say, oh, want to buy our land, want to do the one. Yes. So, like I said, all those things, like housing support, these are things that put Liberia on the welfare program. Him and Liberia not working. Liberians are working their butt off in this country. And they are paying taxes too. Liberians are one of the people that you hardly see making the system. Liberians are people that will go to work, do to the door, call your people, then you'll see. Most of the time you call them, they do work. Most of the time you say, but you can rest. Even Sunday, sometimes you say, but you can rest. Sometimes even Sunday, you can't rest. No rest till you die in the prayer. So have you ever wondered why Liberians that have stayed long in this country, they will be fighting hard. Even when it comes for them to go back home and make human being sacrifice for them to get government job. You think why they can be fighting to go back home? Because it's not easy in the country to work. The system is based on you will not work, you will not eat. When you not work, you will not eat. That's how the system is based on here. You not work, nothing for you. So you must work. You must work. And not just the work, you must work hard, especially for the poor people. For the minority group. You must work hard. Because don't dream about government. You don't go get your government job from where? Who's going to get your government job? Few Liberians have been lucky to get state job. Very, very few lucky to get federal job. But on the average, move to the private sector. Human services. Daycare. Those are the places that you see Liberians working. The hospitals. Yes. Few become nurses, few become doctors. Yeah, but majority of our people. The first you understand, most of our people that came here during the war, they didn't even go to school. They were not literate. Most of them were young. War started, they didn't go to school, they came here. So some of them came here, they had to do the high school. Some of them even come here with high school people. You come in a hustle country, where you going to go be talking about going to school? Yeah, but it's good to go to school here. Now that the system is getting better, find by all means and go to school and get some education. But I will tell you, so those have been the reasons why today the president of the United States is putting Liberia among those nations of countries that are benefiting from the government welfare program. So when you hear welfare, it means the people not working. It means they lazy or they're not lazy. But I can promise you, you're not able to pay your hospital bill from your pocket. If government does not subsidize you, your insurance does not pay some, you can't get it. Your children, daycare, their child health insurance, government have to subsidize you. Food assistance program for those that are single parent that got 2 to 3 children, your income cannot make it. Government have to subsidize you. Yes. So those are some of the reasons why today. I know a lot of people have not explained it and make it simple for Liberian to understand. Oh, this internet. What's going on? Yes. Sorry again, that was the internet glitch. So that is some of the reasons why the United States government have gone in their database, they have checked. So a lot of Liberians benefited from Medicare and Medicaid. Not almost all Liberians in the country benefited from Medicare and Medicaid. So it carried the percentage up. A lot of parents in the country, their children on either child daycare assistance or child health insurance. It carry our percentage up again of people that own government. The people getting food stamp. You get 2, 3, 4 children, your income is low, the government provide you subsidy in terms of food. Give you food stamp, or they give you something called the EBD card. EBD card, you can use it, money on it, you can use it, you go to the store, you buy food. You can only buy food. You can't use it to buy any other thing. Only food items you buy for your house. And a certain food item you can buy. It's restricted. The EBD card is restricted at certain food items you can buy. It has to be for your household, for your children, for yourself to eat. You can't go say, oh, I'm going to use it and go buy McDonald's, or I'm going to use it, I'm going to a restaurant and go eat. No. You got to use it on food item that you bring home to cook. When you go in the store, you will see food item that is listed for EBD that you can use to buy for. So the people use those cards, buy food for their houses and bring it. But it doesn't mean they are not working. With all those subsidies, without those subsidies I mentioned to you, nobody can survive in America here. You will not make it. I can promise you, you will not make it. Even the millionaires will not make it. So that is just some of the things I wanted to mention to you. That's the reason why today Liberia got on that list. That's the reason why Liberia is on that list. Not that Liberian are lazy, not that Liberian don't want to work, but the program, the government subsidy that they fall under the welfare program is a welfare program that all, even the American that were born here, they are on it. Everywhere they are on it. Are some Liberians lazy? Yes, some Liberians are very lazy. Some people get everything they need to work. Some people get everything they need to make money. They just refuse to work. Yes, they just refuse to work just on government subsidy. So there are some lazy eggs in this country that don't want to do anything. But on the average, how many of them, as compared to Liberia population here in America, is very few. Very few. So on the average, Liberians are actually willing to work, and they have been working. Majority of Liberians have been working. But those things that put us under the welfare category, for now the judgment day, I will tell you, we can't get out of that category. Because you cannot afford to pay your children daycare. I just explained to you how much. You can't afford Medicare and Medicaid on your own without government subsidy. You can't make it. You can't make it because when you get your hospital bill, $200,000, when are you going to pay for that? When are you going to be able to pay for that? So that is some of the reason why. Those are some of the reasons why Liberia today got on our list. So it got nothing to do with what Joseph Braga government doing well, or what we had this Sunday before that the Veto in the Senate of Joseph Braga, or what Ellen Johnson did Sunday very, very bad that came to that is affecting the both administration. No, it is heavily driven by the United States foreign policy that is being implemented by President Donald Trump. The president not already want for Puerto Kanye. Then you go check the list and see again that Liberians are on the list or different country on the list receiving subsidy. He don't want it. He don't want it. So that is the reason why we are having Liberians on the list. Are we happy to be on the list? No. Can the government negotiate with those people, with the government of America to see if they can take Liberia from the list? Yes. I'm very sure that they are doing some back channel discussion. Things are going on. But in the first place, why are Liberians plenty in America? If our government were doing what is right, creating jobs, doing things that is right for our country, you think Liberia will be willing to come to America here? To come be doing slavery work? There are people with 2 master's degrees here doing maniac jobs, doing jobs that they would dare not do in Liberia. Yeah, there are Liberians that are very educated here in this country. They're doing jobs that they even hire themselves to do those jobs. Disguise themselves to do it because you must survive here. It is not easy. So when your people sending you money, $5, $10, you must appreciate it. People go through hell and high waters just to make a dime in this country. Nobody gave you free money here. Nobody. So just to come back on the session before I move to the next session, that's the reason why Liberians are on that list. That's the reason why. And most Liberians here will continue to be on the list. It's going to be difficult to get off the list. It's going to be difficult. But many Liberians here can go back home to contribute if the government start doing the right thing. The government start creating jobs in the agricultural sector. If the government start doing jobs in other sector, in the private sector, creating jobs, creating private sector investment where other people can go and borrow money from the bank and start up their businesses. You will see a lot of Liberians that will leave from here and go back home. Nobody really want to be here. You do really, we're not here because we are happy to be here. We're here because we can get 1 or 2 opportunities to work. If they see opportunity to work was available in Liberia, you think Liberia will be here? You think Liberia will be here? If we got stable running water, we got stable electricity, you get good roads, you get jobs to go put food on your table. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? You want to be home. You will want to be home. Yes, you will want to be home. So that is just some of the things that putting Liberian on the list, like I mentioned. So Liberians will be on the list. Liberian will be on the list. Let me give this comment. Let me put this comment here. This comment is from my brother Tabla. Tabla lives in Florida. He said the major problem are most people are working, but their bill cannot allow them to do more due to the way the country is set up. The same thing I was saying. People working, but the way your bills come, they can't allow you to do it. The system does not allow you to send the money out. It's built in a way that that money you're making, 90% will be spent here. Only 10 or 2% you'll be able to send outside there. That's how the system is made here. So if you are in the US and you have to be very creative to make an impact back home or anywhere. If things were better back home, I prefer being back home. Same thing I said. If things were back home, no Liberian want to be here. I can promise you that. You just listen to him. This is a comment from Reverend Placebo. If things were better home, a job were there, electricity there, water there, I can find food to work, to do, and put food on my children, I will not be in America. I will tell you, that glorious name of America, you can't sleep, you got constant headache, because to even sleep is not easy. From one work to another work to another work is difficult here. So we asking our government to do better so that people can go back home. People really want to go home. You don't want to be seeing list, Liberian on list, immigrant thing, they want, no, Liberian, we don't want to be seeing those things. But the system here is designed, you just saw it. It's designed to make you will spend 95% of that money here. Only 1 or 2% be able to send home. I talked to somebody the other time before I get to the next topic. Somebody said, my man, if America putting people on the list because you're not on work, if you're not on work, you'll come out here, we'll replace you, and then we'll come there, you will come here. I just look at him and laugh. Now, the thing is, somebody once told me, when they come to America, they will do 3 jobs, 5 jobs. Well, if I want city, I will stay in Liberia. I will come to America, do 3, 4 jobs, 5 jobs. Luckily for the idiot, he want DV, he came here. He want DV, he came here. He went to Amazon. There's a warehouse called Amazon Warehouse. Before he started, was on a warehouse called the Kmart Warehouse. He went to Kmart Warehouse. When the man went to Kmart Warehouse, they gave him 140 feet container. That in America, that 40 feet, the container is like 32 feet. It's longer. It's not the conventional size container like here. Because of transporting big size of goods. Look at Firestone truck. You see Firestone, that long where truck Firestone get? It is 32. It is not a conventional container size. It's bigger than that. It's 32. The guy went to the warehouse. When he went there, his supervisor came and said, okay, yeah, welcome. They want to gain. And somebody say, there's a list of things you need to go and do, and you're going to fill the container. When the guy look at the container, when you get in the container, when you go to the end of the container, when you look outside, they don't say that you're looking through the football field. Yeah. So 55 feet, somebody just say 55 feet container. You got to fill. Hey, one is filled in that container with goods and services, and you get time. You have time to do it. It's not like, boy, you see, somebody will move on their office. People on the queue waiting to get documents signed. Somebody will move on to their office. They say they're going to drink beer. They go sit down in the beer shop. When people on the line waiting to get a document done, they move on there. Yeah, no. You have to work. Your supervisor is on your back. Your supervisor will be on your back because it's time-based. The customer need their goods. That goods has to be dispatched. The time is already on the paper. It will tell you, say you got 1 hour, 20 minutes to fill that one container. Maybe in a day you get 2 of that container to fill or 3 of that container to fill. 40 feet container, you won't fill in it. My man said, the guy told me, say, my man, when I went to the place the first day, I was working, my man. And I low, when I pack, when I go in the container, when I look outside, I even go halfway and say, damn, they went about that today. That's small thing. Somebody just said, somebody that work there, you say, so now you can fill 10 a day. Yes, it's time-based. You work on time. You'll be packing goods in that container, You'll be working, you sweating like goat. I'm telling you, in the cold weather, you're sweating. You working. The guy said, my man, I work 1 hour, 20 minutes. And they gave me 1 hour, 45 minutes to fill out, and I go 1 hour, 20 minutes. They continue, not half fill yet. He said, he told his supervisor, say, can I take a break? The man said, yeah, go. You want to use the bathroom? Go. He put that work order down. He grabbed that work order, go in that break room, take his tea, and he gave it from there. He never returned to that warehouse again. That is the kind of situation that Liberians are facing here, that foreigners are facing in this country. Don't think it's easy. They work. So now when you work really hard, when you go home, the side you lay down on, that side you wake up on. When your alarm clock is ringing for you to wake up, you there with the clock. You want break that clock to start making noise in your ear, but you got to wake up. That's how you pay the bill. So it is difficult in this country. People are, you think it's easy? When somebody say you $5, $1 or dollar scratch card, you better be grateful. We are working our butt off here. We are working hard. Sometimes you send people $25, $30. I can't remember one I even went to a restaurant to eat $25 on myself. I can't remember one I even went out to go and buy food to say I'm taking my family out, we'll go and buy $50, $75 food to go and have. I can't remember one lie. But we will send friends $50. We will send friends $100. We will send friends, hey, you know, people call, my man, I need some help. I need one. People can give $25, $30, $35. We don't spend that money on ourselves here, my brother. So Liberians are working. Immigrants in the countries are working. Don't feel they're not working, they are working. People will come up and say, some of our friends, sometimes I feel disappointed in them. I'm not saying it because I'm in America. No. I'm saying it because it's the truth. Somebody will call you, oh, my man, I'm really stranded, my man. I need someone at $50. My man, I need that money for now to tomorrow. You know where I'm taking pay? You know what? You know, even at work, you want $50 and you giving me time frame that you want it. Even me in America, I don't even know if I will get $50 tomorrow or even the other tomorrow. But you call me, my man, I need someone at $50. I beg you, my man, I need that money tomorrow. You giving me time frame that you want the money as if the money is here. I can just pick it and just collect it and just give it to you. If you tell them, say, my man, you just call me, my man, you got to give me some time. Maybe in 1 week or 2 weeks, they get value. My man, you don't want to be mean. My man, you don't want to help your friend. Do you know how many people are asking friends in America for assistance? So you should understand that if you call today to ask for the assistance, you should know that 10 or 15 people have already asked ahead of you. So there is a line, there is a queue. And how much money is the person actually making to take all that money and just send it like that? It is not like that. It's not that people here want to be mean. It's not that people here can't give. But sometimes before you make of, my man, I need someone at 20, I need someone at 30, my man, it's not easy to help me. You get already 20 of your friends in your same category have already made that request. You have already promised them. So you tell your friends, my man, let's see how next you will be all week after next. They get provoked. They get mad. They vex. Why, my man? I asked the man for $20. The man tell me, say, wait next week. My man, but you know how many people are already asked ahead of you? You know how many people that was going to be able to help to give something to? We're not saying anything because we are angry at people, friends, and relatives. We know the country is hard. The government is not delivering, especially for the youth. Our youth are suffering. I don't like to see that. I wish God would give us good leaders that will focus on the youth. Like I said, when you watch some of my people podcasts, go on my Facebook page, on my YouTube channel, Liberian Voices Unfiltered, go and check it. I'm not a fan that will be there praising the government. No. As much as the government is trying, but they're not doing much. The government is not doing much. To whom much is given, much is expected. Of the $1.2 billion that is being proposed, that was signed in the budget, how much of the money goes toward youth empowerment? How many would be there to create jobs for the youth? No, not much. Not much. Not much. Is there that will empower the youth. What we see increase in the budget is their allowances have increased. Their entertainment money have increased. Their traveling bonuses have increased. Their office running budget have increased. How can you give people in an office, you give people sitting in an office to run their small office with few staff, $2.something million? Look at the speaker, deputy speaker, look at the pro temporary, $2.3 million. Look at to run a small office, but you get a hospital that's supposed to provide life treatment for people. The hospital receiving under $100,000 that is supposed to cater for thousands and thousands of people. Then, when our people are dying for small sicknesses that can be treated, we say that witch. It is not witch. It is the hard-heartedness of our politicians. They are a wicked set of people. And there's a reason why you see there are a lot of coups and counter coups in Africa because politicians are refusing to do the right thing. When the military takes over, they straighten the country. Look at Guinea today. Guinea is straightened up. That guy took over. The corner took over. He straightened the country to the extent that even when he turned over to a democratic process, he ran for election and he won overwhelmingly. That's the kind of, is that the only language you want to understand? Violent? Is that the only language our politicians want to understand? Violent. Look at our hospitals. Just small sicknesses that can be treated. Small sickness. Our people have to be traveling to Ghana. Our people have to be traveling to Sierra Leone to go for small sicknesses that can be treated right in our hospital. Simply because our hospital does not have the requisite drug and requisite doctors and nurses that are supposed to treat our people. But because when they get sick, they get in plane, they travel Dubai, they travel India, they come to America for treatment, so they don't care. They don't care. Our youth are unemployed. It's not that we get embarrassed that our brothers, our friends, our sons are asking us for assistance. No, we're not mad. I always tell people, that's the reason why any of my friends call me. You text me. If I will not respond to you now, but I will respond to you later. Maybe I'm busy, I can't get to you. I will call you, I'll respond to you later. If you ask me for something, if I don't have that, I say, my man, I will do it. I will try my best. In the future, I will do it. It doesn't mean that we are mean people. But it's just that there are a lot of people on the queue that have asked. So when you come, we write your name at the bottom of the queue in our mind. We will give it to you, but you got to be patient a little bit. You think we love to see our young people begging their friends, their colleagues, their age mate, or some of their junior brother for $5, $10? It's not supposed to be like that. But our government have failed in their responsibility. The government have failed in their responsibility to provide the basic necessity for our people. Government cannot provide jobs for the youth. How can you have a country of over 75% of the country is their youthful population? Young people, over 75% of Liberian population is a youthful population. But how much money was allocated in the budget for the youth empowerment? How much money was allocated in the budget for youth programs, for technical and vocational education for the youth? How much money is there for the budget in the budget for youth? Very minimal, not even 1%. But you got 75% of the country are young people. If one people get on the street to protest, oh, they are violent people. When the youth become adult and begin to taking drugs, oh, they don't want to be serious. The government should remain the custom moral of our people. The government should be a driving force in determining the future of our people. If they can't do that, the country will go wayward. Look at the drug epidemic. See how many youth today, you saying that you should not take drugs. Okay, but how many rehabilitation centers you have established? How many money is in the budget to address youth rehabilitations? And those that will be rehabilitated, how much money will be back to do reintegration process? Because if you take the man from drug habit, you should create something that will keep the man busy. Because the man got in the drug habit because he was adult. He got no work to do. The men are waking up 6 o'clock in the morning to go to work. He wake up in the morning, fighting hard to start his day, looking for kobo to eat. The next thing, he got bills to pay. He got his girlfriend pregnant. He worrying on it. He paid her rent, yeah. He's worrying how he will eat, how the other one, yeah. He worrying on it. The next thing the man will do, he will take drugs to forget his sorrow. He will go and take something stronger to keep him in a state to just hibernate him so he can forget his sorrow. I'm not saying this to encourage youth or young people to get involved with drugs, but I'm saying this to encourage the government to focus on the youth development, youth empowerment. Put money in the budget. That money will be set aside in the banks. That young people can apply for loan, can apply for grant to set up their own business. That is how the private sector will be engineered to delivering success in the country. You have the government officials have created a situation and a scenario whereby our young people have to become a bandwagonist behind them to succeed. To those guys to be able to succeed, to be able to meet their basic needs. Is that the kind of country we are heading for? Is that the kind of national development after 170 something years of independence? We are still wallowing. We still wallowing in the corridors of these politicians that are so heartless. Then if the military take over, they say, oh, the military, you can't trust them. It is so sad, my people. It is a bad thing. For some of you, we understand. You are loyal to some of these politicians. It's a good thing. They can be your friend thing, but sometimes I know sometimes speaking out to them will cut that friendship, will cut that thing. But then at the end of the day, you're going to lose everything. I understand. I know that. Some of you don't have the ability because of the circumstances you find yourself in. You don't have the ability to speak truth to power. But we are here. This is the opportunity we are using to speak on your behalf. Don't get angry with us when we begin to speak to some of your people that you have loyalty to. Don't get angry with us when we begin to talk to some of your people that are supporting you in the process. We're only doing this so that they can pay more attention to you guys. At your age, 30, 45 years old, you are still begging for handout. 30, 45 years old, you still asking somebody for scratch card. But man, can you send me data on my phone? You should know that the future is oblique for you. You should know that the future is not clear for you. The Liberian youth need to take bold and decisive steps. That's the only way the situation will change. 2026 is here. The decision that will drive 2026, that will drive this 2026 success, the decision was made in 2025, the national budget. It did not address anything. Nothing is addressed. So the youth will remain unemployed for the next 1 year. There will be no technical and vocational education. There will be no youth empowerment. It will be like that. And the end of the 2026, they will set up another budget year again, and the youth will not be captured into. That is how it has been going. It's a systematic thing, and it will continue to go on and on and on until your future becomes gone. The youth must be decisive. Don't allow politicians to influence you to go and protest. You get a Federation of Liberian Youth that's supposed to speak out for the youth. They should not be influenced by any politician. They should not be influenced by anybody outside there to say, oh, let's go protest because of this. No, go and protest the government because youth are unemployed. Do it independently, void of political influence, void of political party, void of any other person that wants to come and tell you. Say, no, we are going out there as the Federation of Liberian Youth for our Liberian young people. That's why we are going there. When they want to support, they should support, but they should not be the one spearheading it. It is the constitutional right for the youth to assemble and petition the government for jobs. They can do that. You get representative and senator making how much dollars? The other one said, how is it unfair that we're making 8,000 and you're making 10,000? Why are you making even 8,000? Why are you making 8,000 in the kind of economy? When you get teachers, you get doctors, nurses are not even making 1,000. You're making 8,000. What do you do? Which work do you do that you get $8,000? And you even say it's small because the senator making 10, you're making 8. So that you push your own back to. Can you imagine how heartless our people be? Can you imagine how heartless it can be? It is so sad. It is so sad. Our young people, you have to wake up. Our young people, you have to wake up and you have to take the mantle in your hand. Other than that, you're going nowhere. So that means if you are not opportune to travel out of America, to travel out of Liberia and come to America or go to Europe, you not even know how much for land. If you are not opportune to live on Liberia and travel across the oceans, you will not know how much for bag of cement. You will not know how much for just think about that. If you live all your life, you're already 40 years old. Even one piece of land you don't got. You don't even know how much they sell land. You don't even know what they call probate deed. You don't even know it. At the age of 40. At the age of 40, you have not achieved anything. When you think you're going to achieve it? When you think you're going to, you think life is like it's a fairy tale or a boom, like the how we call that theory, the Big Bang theory. Boom, it will just happen that tomorrow you see yourself, you get land. It doesn't work. So if the government is not doing anything to address those circumstances now, the young people have to do something to address some of those things. The young people can get in the street. 75% of the entire nation are young people. Imagine if young people put aside politics, they just focus on job creation, they take to the street, government will shut down. The government will shut down. Government will realign their policy to create jobs. Who told you they can create jobs? But there's no pressure on the back to create jobs. There's no pressure on the back. So let me leave the topic and focus on my last topic of discussion. The president has on his decks right now, he has the inland port and the it's called Inland and Decentralization Bill. So there are two bills the president got on his desk right now. When you look at my Facebook page or you look at some of the podcasts I've had, we told y'all, and I will say this again, I like to be on the record. That bill is a disaster. The nation we don't need that bill. In as much it is good, we maritime professionals, even maritime institution, is in favor of decentralization. Yes, don't get us wrong. Decentralization creates jobs. We want that. We want the ports to have financial autonomy. We want the ports to have administrative independence, where they can run the port as a business. We want that. And I will say this clear. We want that. Liberians, maritime professionals that have gone through that understand how port reform, how maritime reform sector, how the sector can be reformed. We have seen those things and we understand very well that Liberia needs decentralization. But the way the bill is designed, the way the bill is structured, those bills, the way they are designed, it is not intended for decentralization. There are so much hidden agenda behind it. So when we say that, people think that, oh, we are against decentralization. No. If you want to decentralize the ports, which is a good thing, you have existing laws. Why can you amend the existing laws? Why can you go in the existing laws and just change something around? Make the NPA, the National Port Authority, should stand as an autonomous, as a supervisory arm. National Port Authority will serve as a supervisor. They will stay on top. They will be independent. Their work is to see, to have oversight functions and responsibility over all of the ports, to see how the ports are doing. So they will be serving. They can conduct audit. They can be able to check and see if the people are implementing well. If every port is bringing in the kind of the expected revenue that it's supposed to bring in, yes, the National Port Authority can stand by itself. Then the free port can be autonomous. Freeport will run as an independent port, Buchanan Port as an independent port, Sando Port, Maryland Port, they can run as independent port wherein they will bring in revenue to the country. We understand that what we want. That's why the decentralization is supposed to focus on. But the one they introduce, no, it's not like that. They want to take the functions of maritime out. Maritime is not just to register ships. Maritime carry on inspections and other things of vessels that come on our water, make sure that they are safe, they are meeting international regulations. We are members, we are signatories to a lot of international treaties, a lot of is going on. Yeah, I hate this. So sorry, it was just internet situation. So like I said, decentralization is good, but how are they going about it? You cannot come out with a new existing law, with a new law. So that means you want to take away the functions of Liberia Maritime Authority. You want to take away the function of the National Port Authority. You want to take away the function of the beacon. So all the maritime, even the Liberian Coast Guard, you want to take away their function and give it to a new institution. Which sense does that make? That's why I asked one of my colleagues, I said, which one is more easier? To amend existing law and make it to suit what you want it to be, or to establish a brand new law? He said, to amend the existing law. So why are you bringing in a new law? If you can just amend, that's the essence of amendment. If you want the port to have autonomy, the current laws that you have, just go and change it. Change it, make the National Port Authority as an independent body that will have supervisory oversight over the ports. Then the Freeport of Monrovia can be an independent institution that will function strictly for business. There will be no political interference. They're operating strictly from business. The same thing, Buchanan Port will operate strictly on a business perspective. Maryland Port, Harport, Sano Port, they will operate independently. So now, Mr. President, you got a few days left on your decks by law. If that time reached, two things. If you don't sign it, automatically it will go into law. So you either sign it or you veto it. And I will tell you, listen to the advice of your justice minister. Your justice minister, in his opinion again for the second time, in the communication he wrote to you about his opinion, he was very clear to the effect. When you veto the bill the first time you send it back, you told them to go and change all the conflicting things. Your justice minister was very clear to say that the new bill they resubmitted did not change, they didn't change anything. They resubmitted it as is and changed very little thing that has no significant impact on the substance of what they want. There is a big underlining issues, big underlining gain of those legislators in the light of Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence, Senator Abraham Dawadelon, and other people that in the name of port reform or security or maritime sector reform. Do not sign that bill, Mr. President. When you sign that bill, you are putting the nation in conflict with the International Maritime Organization. You are putting the nation in conflict with existing laws and rules and regulations on the book. Institutions will be fighting among themselves for power. Maritime want to go do this. Maritime, not your job. There will be conflict all over the place. You don't want that happening in your administration. You want to see things being done right. The inland ports and the decentralization law is a good law. You can amend the current one. You can decentralize the port by amending the current laws that are on the books. It's just to go and change it. Okay, Freeport, you have been National Port Authority, you have been overseeing all of the port independently. Freeport Monrovia, you function independently. You have financial autonomy to keep your stuff up. You have administrative autonomy to be able to employ your people and pay them and be able to manage yourself without government interference. But Freeport, you will provide oversight to see a National Port Authority, you provide oversight. So the National Port Authority will be there to see, okay, is Freeport doing what it's supposed to do? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, the Freeport is doing what it's supposed to do. Did they submit the amount of money it's supposed to submit to government revenue? They check. Oh, Freeport, why is it you're supposed to submit 5 million, you submit 4.5? Where is the other 0.5? They should go and justify. So then the National Port Authority will have that supervisory role. They will just serve as supervisor. They don't have to be touching no money. The port can operate independently and it will function as a business entity. Remember, it is an autonomous agency. It's supposed to contribute to the budget. That's the job of autonomous agency, to provide revenue for the national budget. So we as maritime professional, we as a Coast Guard professional, we are retired military officers, military professional, we are trying to tell you, Mr. President, do not sign that bill. Veto that bill. If I don't even send it back, You not just veto and send it back. Don't even encourage them to bring it back again. You can set up a whole brand new committee, that can go into the entire maritime sector reform that will involve all maritime related institutions, that will come out with the laws that will benefit the nation other than benefit the individual. You cannot be having laws that will affect one of the most booming sectors we get in Liberia, the maritime sector, and you let legislators that got zero clue on what maritime is about, that has zero clue on the international regulations that we subscribe to come and design that law. No, it should be an interagency, intermaritime agency cooperative work. Maritime send people, Coast Guard send professionals, the National Port Authority send professionals, the EPA send professionals. All maritime related institutions come together with professionals, people that have broad oversight on what things should be, can sit in one room and come up with a perfect law, a perfect decentralization law that will work in the interest of Liberia. I can promise you, Mr. President, Liberia has more than 40 to 50 professional maritime guys, male and female, that have graduated from reputable maritime institutions around the world, from the World Maritime University, from the Regional Maritime University, from all forms of maritime university around the world. They have graduated, and they are in Liberia willing to work. You can set up a committee that will involve all of those institutions and other professional guys that will sit together and come with a perfect ill-divisive law for the maritime sector, and that can lead to a very perfect decentralization law that can work in the interest of the nation. But I know, Mr. President, you got a few more days left. Few more days. I know in your wisdom, if you will sign it, I'm sorry, people, the internet is acting up. Okay, I will soon be wrapping up. Let me wrap up with this. The internet has been acting up, but let me wrap up with this. I have taken an hour, 17 minutes of your time. I promise to stay here very little, and I have gone far. So let me use this in conclusion. The Liberian in the diaspora in America, the reason why Liberia was put on that list, on the immigrant visa suspension list, is because most of the welfare program that Liberia are benefiting from in the country, it is unavoidable. You can't avoid it. You can't avoid Medicaid. You can't avoid Medicare. You can't avoid child health insurance. You can't avoid child daycare assistance. You can't avoid housing. So it's difficult. You can't survive without those things. And it is not only Liberian that are on it. The entire America on it. Even President Trump, when he was not president, he was on. He had Medicare and Medicaid. Those are assistance that have been run by the government. So saying Liberians are on it, yes, but it doesn't mean Liberians in America are lazy. Liberians in America are working. Their decision is being driven by American foreign policy. President Trump don't want a lot of people immigrating here. He has the right. He made his campaign promise, and he's living up to his campaign promise. I wish our president that made campaign promise of fighting corruption, putting people in jail, confiscating stolen assets, wealth, and things from the country. I hope he was doing that. People will be looking at him like Trump today. But unfortunately, 2 years cracking in, nobody have gone to prison for corruption. 2 years cracking in, nobody have been prosecuted for corruption. But they promised to do that. President Trump promised. In the same 1 year and a half, he delivering a crazy on his promise. So we urge the government of Liberia to fulfill their social contract with their voters. The social contract that is signed with their supporters, that they will fight corruption, that they will prosecute corrupt entities, they will prosecute corrupt individuals, they will put them to jail and take away a property that they acquire at the expense of taxpayer. Today, we are seeing nothing. Nothing is happening. Live by your promise. So Liberians are on this welfare program, not because they're not working, but these are programs that is technically unavailable in America. I don't have a child that are paying child care support, but I know a lot of people that are doing it because that's the only way. That is the only way they can. Other than that, you sit at home, how are you going to pay the bill? Your children got to go to daycare. And then finally, on the decentralization bill, the inland and decentralization bill, Mr. President, do not sign that bill. Send that bill back. And in your communication to them, let the legislators, let them find professional experts to come out and write a decentralized bill. Let them go back to maritime and maritime-related institutions that will be affected in the sector to form a committee to sit and write the bill. We got professional people that qualify in maritime law and policy in America, maritime education and training, maritime safety and environmental administration, ocean sustainability and governance, and just name it. Port and shipping and logistics. They have all of the qualification, all of those education that they can sit down and put their minds together and come up with a perfect decentralization bill that will work for the entire nation. So we as maritime professionals, we as Coast Guard professionals, we as military professionals, we're not saying we are against decentralization. What we are saying in short is that the bill that is on your desk, Mr. President, for signature, that bill does not address issues. It creates more conflict. It creates more harm than it creating good. Don't sign that bill. Send it back and recommend to them strongly, Mr. President, that they must include all maritime-related institutions to sit on the table and come up with a decentralization bill. And then for our youth, our young people, Mr. President, you must do things to create jobs. When the youth are idle, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. When the youth don't have work to do, when the youth are passing around thinking about what they will eat tomorrow morning, when the youth are passing around, 40-year-old man don't even know how much for the bag of cement, don't even know how much a land deed, how it costs to even put bill a land deed, because he have not even gotten a dime to even go and ask for land. That means the nation is still in poverty. That means your government is not doing well yet. That means you still got a long, long, long way to go. Mr. President, please work in the interest of Liberian people. While you promise them during your campaign, you will prosecute corrupt people, put people in jail. Give Liberian people closure. We need closure. We want to see things happening. You can't get corrupt people that have squandered the resources of the nation, that have messed around with taxpayer money. They are walking freely on the street. And you pointed that out, that those people were corrupt. Even from President Ellen Johnson's time, you pointed out people, corrupt people. But yet then today, you have not prosecuted anyone. All you are doing is charade. We tired with that charade. Do something. And then my concluding and parting statement that I will ever say every time I come on this post: take care of your military. Mr. President, take care of your military. Pay your soldiers and your officers well. Provide them the basic necessity that they need for their family, their welfare and the well-being of their family. You need to address that. Take care of your troops. The Liberian Coast Guard need bigger vessel, bigger class vessel that can patrol our territorial waters. They don't have the capacity to go anywhere far beyond 25 to 30 or 40 nautical miles. And we got 200 nautical mile EEZ to patrol. Buy a bigger vessel for the Coast Guard. You can do that. The Coast Guard will patrol water. Coast Guard can bring ransom from illegal fishing. Enough money. I was there I carry on so many operations in the Coast Guard that brought more than $2 million back in fines that vessel paid, that I arrested as the arresting officer in the Liberian Coast Guard. That the vessel paid more than $2 million in fines. Those vessels pay that money. You can use the Coast Guard to even provide all of the fundings that the armed forces of Liberia will need. Ammunition, training, professional development. The Coast Guard alone can bring that money because illegal fishing activity will not stop. And the Coast Guard will continue to arrest them and bring them to book, and they will continue to pay fines. And those fines can be used for the intended purpose. So on this junction, I want to say to my followers, to my listeners, I say, thank you. We appreciate the time. We appreciate the effort. Always try to support us. We know when we're discussing a lot of important issues, we don't have a lot of people following, but a lot of people tend, because of busy schedule, tend to watch the show later. Share the show on your page. Encourage people to follow us. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. On this platform, we speak things as it is. We don't sugarcoat. We don't do no stage management. And we are also encouraging young Liberians that want to form part of this platform. Come on. We just need you to come and make your voices heard. Speak truth to power. Hold the government accountable. Hold them responsible for their actions. We say thank you, and God be with you. Until we meet again, have a nice day. Thank you. Bye-bye.